Paper Mache 101. If you've been in my art room, you've probably noticed all the sculptures on the top of the cabinets. These sculptures were all made with a technique called paper mache. The idea of paper mache is pretty simple. When you soak paper with glue, it makes the paper soggy and flexible. When the glue dries, it becomes harder and holds its shape. Paper plus glue equals paper mache. The word comes from France somewhere around the 1700s. In French, papier-mâché means chewed paper. Chewing up paper is one way they made paper mache back then. People have been making things this way for thousands of years. They just didn't call it paper mache yet. This is also the same way some insects make their nests. No chewing paper in art class. We use art paste. You can make your own at home by mixing white school glue with water. Because the paper starts soggy and flimsy, you must use something to hold it in shape while the glue dries. This structure is called an armature. An armature is basically the skeleton of a sculpture. The armature for this house is the top of a plastic bottle. This snake is a bunch of plastic bottles. Many armatures are made with cardboard and tape. What you can make with paper mache is limited only by your imagination. Food, plants, costumes, spaceships, things from video games, or even things you learn about in other classes. But before you get in over your head, let's start with something simple, a paper mache balloon. First, cover your work area. This can get messy. I like to set my balloons on something so they don't roll away while I work. The paper I'll be using is white printer paper. Any kind of paper can work, but I find that old recycled homework works the best. Rip the paper into pieces about the size of your finger. It's usually best to rip some paper before your hands get messy. Hold a ripped piece of paper and get some art paste on it. Use your fingers to work the paste into the paper. The paper needs to be completely saturated with paste. Saturated means completely soaked all the way through. Rub the paste on both sides. The paper should become very flimsy and sticky. Stick the piece on the balloon and smooth it flat. Take the time to smooth out all the wrinkles so the paper is flat against the balloon. Continue putting more pieces of paper on. Remember to take the time to completely saturate the paper with the paste, and remember to take the time to smooth all the pieces of paper flat against the balloon. Once the paste is dry, the paper mache will stay in the shape of the balloon even if the balloon disappears. How strong it is depends on how many layers of paper you use. The more layers of paper you put on, the stronger it'll be. You may be thinking, why do I want to make a balloon? Because you can turn it into many, many different things. These are just a few of the things students have made from balloons. Egg, head, bowl,
helmet, asteroid, coconut, house, rock, igloo,
chalice, shoulder pads, planet, hot air balloon, potato,
Every student should make a paper mache balloon first before trying a more difficult project. Here's an old balloon from last year. It's very solid. Even if I pop the balloon, it still holds its shape. Let's cut it in half and see what makes it so solid. If I can even cut it with scissors. It's very hard to cut. It's so strong because it's like 20 layers of paper mache. Paper mache can be amazingly strong. And what you can make is only limited by your imagination. Try it out.